Yo, what is up, guys? It is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, back in here with another fantasy football video. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the Thursday night matchup between the San Francisco 49ers and the Arizona Cardinals and go through all the fantasy football implications for this week and for the weeks in the future, depending on what happened in this game and how that will impact the future for your fantasy football teams. No doubt. Before I get in the video, I'd like to give you guys a word from my sponsor, OverlayDFS.com. OverlayDFS.com is the brand new start sit format and my favorite way to play daily fantasy football. Now, they have gotten rid of their what it was the single entry GPP. You can only enter one time into these contests. Now you can enter up to 10 times to obviously boost your odds to win. Now, you might be wondering, why is this going to be worth it for me? Because this is a progressive bonus type of deal. And what the progressive bonus means is every single week, when no one hits the 12-0 record, it keeps adding more and more money. In this $22 one, it is, if you go 12-0, you get the beautiful stars to align. You get $6,740. Obviously, if you go up to the higher paid ones, the progressive bonus is over $27,000. If you're in the top 10% of the entries, you get 9 times the buy-in. So that's just amazing right there, and it's pretty easy to do. You got to make 12 picks plus 3 alternate picks, and I'll show you pretty much how you make these picks. Do you think Aaron Rodgers, for example, will do better than Russell Wilson? Aaron Rodgers playing the LA Chargers, Russell Wilson playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All you got to do is select one of those players, and then you do that 11 more times. There are so many matchups on the screen that you can even do any of these as long as you do 12 of them plus the 3 alternate picks, and then like I said, if you hit that beautiful 12-0, you get that amazing progressive bonus. So make sure you guys check out OverlayDFS.com. Link down below in the description is a great time. Come join me. We're going to have some fun this week on Overlay DFS. And we are back. This game ended San Francisco 28, Arizona Cardinals 25. Now, the main thing to talk about here has nothing to do with who you thought it would have to do with and who I thought the game would have to do with, and that was Tevin Coleman. Tevin Coleman took a shit on your lineup. 12 carries, 23 yards, and through the past game, 2 for 13. That is a terrible fucking game by Tevin Coleman. I sipped the Kool-Aid. Everyone else sipped the Kool-Aid. He was so chalk in this game. It seemed like he was destined to go for another humongous game. The Cardinals' defense looked bad, but instead, they did exactly what no one expected them to do, and they decided to air the ball out. Jimmy Garoppolo, 28 of 37 for 317 yards and 4 tutties. Huge game out of Jimmy Garoppolo that I did not see coming in the slightest. I thought they were really going to rely on the run, but instead they decided to let Jimmy G air it out. Kyler Murray on the other side of the ball, 17 of 24 for 241 yards and 2 touchdowns. Pretty big game, honestly, out of both quarterbacks in this game. Obviously, you would have rather have had Jimmy Garoppolo, but Kyler Murray still played pretty good, as well as adding 5 of 34 on the ground for Kyler. Now, Kenyan Drake is the real player to talk about in this matchup. Kenyan Drake, 15 carries for 110 yards and a touchdown, as well as getting some work on the ground for 452. So he got a lot more work than I honestly expected. Cliff Kingsbury said he was going to get a lot of work, but I thought this work, even if he got it, I thought he might get 15 carries, which he did. But you know what? I thought he was going to get like 40 yards. The 49ers defense did not come out to play last night. They did not come out to play. They didn't play very good. They didn't get any picks. They were only really getting sacks and shit like that. But at the end of the day, Kenyan Drake was able to get loose, and the Miami Dolphins clearly are stupid. I'm a Miami Dolphins fan. He's clearly good. We just never gave him enough touches for him to flourish. Next thing to talk about in this game is Emmanuel Sanders. Emmanuel Sanders, 7 receptions for 112 yards and 1 touchdown. I told you guys in the live stream, Emmanuel Sanders was going to have a good game, and if you fucking believed me and you played him, he played great. I really did like Emmanuel Sanders this week. And in the future, I think he is going to be great because I think the 49ers may actually be able to throw the ball. It seems like Jimmy Garoppolo played good. If they game plan to throw the fucking ball, he is going to play well. George Kittle, who hurt his knee in the game, and I thought he was honestly going to be out for the game. He took a helmet to the knee, took an arrow to the knee, and I thought he was dead. I thought he wasn't going to come back in, but he said, fuck it. I'm going to come back into the game. 6 receptions, 79 yards, and 1 touchdown. Obviously, against the Cardinals defense, you could have seen this coming from a mile away. If George Kittle is healthy, he was going to have a big game, and I like George Kittle rest of season. Deebo Samuel, 4 for 40. Like I said, all these other receivers on the San Francisco 49ers, it is a roulette game. Dante Pettis, 1 catch, 21 yards, 1 touchdown. Kendrick Bourne, 1 catch, 7 yards, 1 touchdown. So it's a roulette wheel unless you're talking George Kittle or Emmanuel Sanders. I thought Tevin Coleman would be safer. Matt Breida actually had a pretty good game. 15 carries for 78 yards, as well as 2 receptions for 14 yards. So they both are. Matt Breida really had the better game, and I really just saw that it would be Tevin Coleman. So many people believed so heavily in Tevin Coleman, and I am one of those guys. Now, on the Arizona receiving game, 1 for 88 and 1 tutty for Andy Isabella. I don't know if anyone started Andy Isabella. Obviously, if you're in some type of a league where you draft and then it's best ball and they just put in your best player for the week. Obviously, you got Andy Isabella with a pretty good game, but I don't see that happening at all in the future. There's really no waiver wire pickups at all from this game because none of these guys should have been available on your waiver wire that did any good. Kenyan Drake 4 of 52 in the receiving game, like I said. Larry Fitz 4 of 38, and Keyshawn Johnson, not the one from back in the day, the one from now, 2 receptions for 22 yards and 1 tutty. Christian Kirk 2 for 8. He really disappointed as well. I thought he would have just an okay game. I didn't see him being amazing, but I saw him being a start over a lot of these other guys that people were listing off, and he just really didn't do anything. The ball they were just happy giving it to Kenyan Drake, and it fucking worked. Obviously, they ended up losing the game. The 49ers become 8-0. I thought they were frauds, if I'm being honest with you. I told you guys a couple of weeks ago that they were frauds, and then they just kept winning, and then I bought into it. And now I'm still bought in. 8-0. It was a close game against a bad Arizona Cardinals team. Obviously, this shows some hope for the Cardinals that they came just this close. 25, 26, 27, 28. That's 4 points. They were 4 points away from getting a potential victory. Let's scroll down here. Can we see, how did my main man, is this on here? Is kicking on here? All right, Zane Gonzalez, 1 of 1 for 100 yards in the 100% in the field goal range. So that's good, as well as 2 extra points. So pretty solid game out of him. Robbie Gould did nothing, but 4 extra points, so he got 4 fantasy points. So okay game out of both these teams. Obviously, the 49ers defense probably really disappointed you. The 49ers defense was, in my opinion, an amazing start this week. I thought they'd be the #1 defense, but Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury came out to play. What I really got from this game, like I said, Jimmy Garoppolo played great. Tevin Coleman shit the bed. Emmanuel Sanders is going to be good rest of season, and Kenyan Drake, if David Johnson is out, is certainly I'm gonna fucking start him if David Johnson's out again. I think David Johnson comes back next week or the week after. But with that said, let's just hope that he gets healthy so that we can get back to having our RB1 in David Johnson. So thank you guys all for watching this video. If at any point you ended up enjoying, you ended up having a chuckle, make sure to click that subscribe button down below. I'll see you guys later with another video and then another video after that. Have a great rest of your Friday. Have a great rest of your Friday. I love you all. Thank you guys all so much for 2,800 subscribers that we just hit last night. It really does mean a whole lot to me. All of the support I've seen recently is amazing. So thank you guys all for that. If you got any questions, make sure to leave it down below in the comments. I love to read your guys' comments. Have a great rest of your day. Like I said, goodbye, guys.